in Surfside stands at 18, 145 people unaccounted for. Overnight, new video surfaced showing water leaking into the building garage just moments before the collapse. Joining us now is Kobi Karp. He's a local architect whose firm has worked on buildings in Surfside for years. Kobi, you've been so helpful to us this week in understanding what might have happened in Surfside. When you see the water leaking in the garage like that, moments before the collapse, what kind of clue is that to you?
Number one, I just want to say that our prayers and our best wishes go out to the families and to the neighbors in our community. The video that we are seeing shows the waterfall essentially coming from above. I don't understand where that is coming from. And I think that the forensic engineering that is currently being done will reveal that. There are multiple options for that water penetration coming in to see that disturbing video.
Again, we're watching live pictures from Joint Base Andrews. We see the President and First Lady heading to Air Force One. They are on their way to Florida, to Surfside, to visit the people working on the site or have been working on the site, and also meet with the families of the people either unaccounted for or the people we already know to be lost. What are some of the possibilities when you look at the video of that water coming down inside the garage? And we do know, or we have been told from witnesses, that the collapse began in either the pool deck area or the garage area, not far from where we see that water there. What are the possibilities of what the source of that water could be?
So the possibilities could be a few. What is interesting is that when you look at the video of the site now, the actual pool is still sitting there and the water is still sitting in the pool. It looks as though the collection of the water came from another location. And it looks as though it came from either the pool deck, the rest of the pool deck, which was holding water, and or a bursting pipe due to a movement of the pipe and or the structure. As we saw in the other videos and images that were taken by the report back in 2018 and later, the pipes that are exposed within the corroded structure has an ability, obviously, to disengage and break. And at that point, the water just free falls and pulls itself down by gravity.
Kobi, we also saw reporting overnight in the Washington Post that in 2019, a number of the condominium board members left, apparently over frustration or disputes over the repairs that needed to happen and the assessments, the very expensive assessments that were going on all the condominium owners. What do you make of that?
The homeowner associations generally are made of individuals who not necessarily have knowledge of engineering or construction. And it leads to frustration or politics, if you will, within the current homeowners association as to whether the money should be spent and how it should be spent on the repairs, the maintenance, the waterproofing of these buildings. This is something that I believe is a new day, that we will see a complete overhaul and change in the way we approach the homeowners association and the engineers report relationships with the building department and the government officials. Specifically, that we have an ability today to really see more than just by eye, but by scanning and by other means of technology, such as checking the salinity in concrete, doing x-rays and infrared to the buildings and seeing exactly what is behind the walls, what is behind the floor tiles, and what is behind the ceilings. That kind of an ability, three-dimensional ability, is critical. Number one, to have a full understanding. Number two, also to potentially have the homeowners association have individuals on their team that will clearly define for them the responsibility and the liability for not maintaining or correcting these issues. Look, we all have homes. We cut our grass, we fix our roofs, we clean our gutters. That's what we do on a daily basis. If you do not do that to your home, you can expect it to have issues. If you do not maintain your structure, you have the same issues. It's like our body. If you don't maintain
Right.
yourself, the waterproofing is like our skin. And the salt water here in the tropics is extremely corrosive.
Kobi Karp, I appreciate you joining us, helping us understand what is going on in that building, what we've seen in this new video. We did just see the President and First Lady board Air Force One. Very shortly, they will be wheels up on their way to Florida. Thank you, Kobi. So the so-called